The moon. You know, it's always up there, this constant presence in our sky. But have you ever really stopped to think about the sheer power it holds? It's this incredible force that shapes our planet in really obvious ways, and, well, maybe in some ways we don't always see. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to decode the mysterious pull of the moon.
You've probably heard this kind of thing before, right? Stories from ER nurses or police officers, or even bartenders. Tales that suggest the full moon just changes human behavior, turning a normal night totally erratic. But is there actually anything to it?
Well, it definitely raises a fascinating question. I mean, if the moon's gravity is powerful enough to physically move the Earth's oceans, creating this daily rhythm of high and low tides, what in the world is it doing to us, beings that are, made up of about 60% water?
Okay, let's really dive into this. To get a handle on the moon's influence, we have to start not with mysticism, but with some pure, absolutely fascinating physics.
So the real key here isn't the moon's overall gravitational pull. Nope. It's this secondary, much more subtle effect called tidal force. Think of it this way. It's the difference in the moon's pull on the side of the Earth closest to it versus the side farthest away. It literally creates a stretch. Now, what's really interesting is that if you just look at the raw gravitational force hitting the Earth, the sun wins, hands down. It's way more massive, so its overall pull is way stronger than the moon's. But here's the twist. When we only look at that tidal force, that stretching effect, the roles completely flip. The moon's tidal force on Earth is more than double the sun's. So how is that even possible?
So it all comes down to this. Because the moon is so much closer to us, its gravitational pull changes much more dramatically from one side of our planet to the other. It's like a steeper drop-off, and that creates a bigger difference in pull, a stronger stretch, and that is what drives the tides. And this just shows you how real and measurable this whole thing is. It's not just the ocean tides. We see predators like tuna changing their hunting patterns with the moon. Countless animal cycles are synced to this rhythm. And that's so significant because that powerful, predictable tidal pull created the intertidal zones on our coastlines, which was basically the ultimate evolutionary laboratory. This lunar rhythm might have been a crucial metronome for life itself.
So if we know nature is already in sync with this rhythm, what happens when we intentionally try to align our own efforts with it? Let's see how this builds from a scientific principle into a practical strategy.
The idea here is to treat the four major phases of the moon as these distinct windows of opportunity. The new moon, that's your blank slate, perfect for starting new habits or launching ideas. The waxing moon is all about building momentum. The full moon represents peak energy, peak clarity, great for big decisions. And then the waning moon is for letting go, reflecting, and resting.
Look, this isn't about superstition. It's just plain strategy. It's choosing to work with a natural current instead of fighting against it. I mean, you could launch your boat at low tide, but why would you? Aligning your actions with these phases is just an intelligent way to give your efforts a natural little boost.
Okay, let's shift gears a little. We've looked at the moon's mechanical pull on the external world. But for thousands of years, different cultures have also used the moon as a map for our internal world. In systems like astrology, the moon isn't just some rock in the sky. It's a symbol for your emotional operating system. It's the part of you that reacts before you think. It governs your instincts, your deep-seated memories, and what you need to feel fundamentally safe and secure.
Oh, this is such a great way to put it. If your sun sign represents your core identity, who you are out in the world, your moon sign represents your private instinctual self. It's the you that comes out only when your guard is down. It's how you feel your way through life.
And what's so wild is how consistent this symbolism is. You see it across so many different traditions, from old myths to modern psychology. The moon always seems to represent these deeper, more intuitive parts of us, the subconscious, cycles, fertility. And in tarot, this energy gets captured in these powerful archetypes, like the High Priestess and, of course, the moon card itself.
So if the moon symbolizes our inner world, how can we actually use that connection to get some personal insight? How do we make this whole symbolic thing tangible?
The energy of the full moon is seen as the absolute peak of the cycle. Its bright light is believed to act like a giant spotlight, illuminating whatever's been hidden in the shadows of our subconscious. This makes it a really powerful time for gaining clarity, for releasing what no longer serves you, and for manifesting what you want to call into your life.
A practice like this full moon tarot spread basically gives you a framework for that process. It's a tool, a way to have a direct conversation with your own intuition, using that peak full moon energy to really get clear and set your intentions.
So, we've looked at the moon through the lens of physics, through practical strategy, and through symbolic psychology. So what happens when we put it all together?
Well, what becomes really clear is that these aren't competing ideas at all. They're just different languages describing the exact same fundamental rhythm. Physics gives us the mechanics of the pole. Strategy gives us a clock to time our actions. Psychology gives us a metaphor for our own inner tides. And spirituality gives us a ritual to connect with it all.
You know, the real power here doesn't come from perfectly timing every single action or mastering every ritual. It just comes from awareness. It's about simply noticing the patterns in nature, in your projects, in your own emotional world, and then choosing how you want to consciously engage with that rhythm that's already there.
So at the end of the day, here's what it boils down to. The rhythm is already happening. That tidal force is real, its echoes are found in our biology and our oldest stories, and its effects are always in motion. The only question left is, now that you're aware of it, how will you choose to use it?